Hello, folks. Welcome to Listen in 3D. This is episode number 45. I'm your boy Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool.
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrousnet.
And together we're both Team 3D, the host of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. Want to help us out, like our faces, like our content, give us a like, comment, and definitely subscribe. Yeah, we're counting down to 100 subscribers, so the more support you do, the more sharing you do of this series, the more discoverability we'll get. I want to help us out one step further. If you do subscribe, click on that notification bell. That way you get notifications when all our videos and shorts do go live. We do have a lot more shorts coming, a lot more content coming. So, support us, scratch our backs, whatever the case may be. And then, just if you want to email us, listening3d at gmail.com. So, plenty of ways to get in touch with us and all that good stuff. So, Netta, how would you describe this hip hop group that we're going to talk about today? What's a couple words or a word that you would describe them as?
I guess I say jazzy,
Yeah,
at least
jazzy.
on this album.
Yeah, they've had plenty of jazzy albums. I'd go definitely legendary, definitely pioneers of their craft. We talked about De La Soul a couple episodes back, the Native Tongues movement, whatever you want to call it. They were a part of that. This is probably the second most important group to come out of there. So let's talk about this group and what album we're doing from them today.
So today we'll be talking about A Tribe Called Quest's third studio album, Midnight Marauders. It was released November 9th, 1993. It was certified platinum. It peaked at number 1 on the R&B and hip hop album charts and number 8 on the Billboard Top 200. They had singles including Award Tour, Electric Relaxation, and Oh My God. They had music videos for all three of those singles, and there were guest appearances from Trugoy the Dove, Raphael Wiggins, Busta Rhymes, and Large Professor.
All right, thank you so much for that. So, um, A Tribe Called Quest, this is their third studio album. Consists of four members, as you hear from that Midnight Marauder message thing throughout the album, but it consists of four members: Q Tip, Fife Dog, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, who was their DJ, and Jerobi White. Believe Jerobi White really wasn't on this album, so it was really just the three of them: Q Tip, Fife Dog, and Ali Shaheed Muhammad for this album. Out of Queens, New York, they pretty much are regarded as the pioneers of the alternative hip hop, merging jazz sounds with the hip hop. Just the whole laid back relaxation sound. East Coast. Definitely in terms of their style and all that good stuff. Um, and pretty much any if I'm thinking of any memories I have of them. Yeah, one of the singles we'll talk about, Award Tour, which we'll get into a little later. But other singles that they've had that I've really enjoyed from them had to be that song, The Scenario. I thought that was one of their best songs. If we ever do that album, we'll definitely talk some more. I mean, definitely this is a group I would like to do more of. Just because they had a they just had that sound, and just definitely groundbreaking, for its time, early 90s, um, for the most part. And then, they've had a few breakups, and um, not sure if they're still active today, but I know Fife Dog is unfortunately no longer with us. He passed away in 2016 due to complication from diabetes. So, may him rest in peace. And otherwise, in terms of like some of the other members from the group, Q-Tip, I would say definitely the most popular one, as he played a hand in the production of Nas's debut album. So, he's a very well known East Coast producer, and we will be doing some Nas pretty soon. So, definitely check that one out when we do that. And otherwise, great group. Not my favorite hip hop group, if I'm being honest, but we're giving them their flowers with this album. Some would probably argue that The Low End Theory would probably be their best album. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Just what are your thoughts on A Tribe Called Quest?
Um, I had never heard of them, or not heard. I had heard of them, but I had never heard their actual music. I've seen Q-Tip in a movie before, so he was kind of familiar to me. Fife Dog, he was new to me, but he kind of gained a quick fan. And
Hmm.
me, I like Fife Dog.
Yeah,
The
Five
other
Dog was good.
two, I mean, I didn't. I mean, I saw them. I'm guessing one of them is like the DJ or the producer or something, but I
Yeah,
didn't hear a lot of them.
yeah. Like I said, yeah, Jerobi, I don't think was really on this album, and yeah, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, yeah, he was their DJ co-producer, so he didn't really rap too much, if at all. So he was in the music videos though. So 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 anything else on A Tribe Called Quest in terms of looking back on them? No. Okay. So let's get into um, the artwork. Pretty interesting. What do you think of it?
I would say, in terms of shockingness, it's probably second only to um, "We Can't Be Stopped" to get the Ghetto Boys when
Oh.
they're like, you know, because that's still number one shocking to me. But this one was pretty shocking to me just because it just looks so perplexing. I remember seeing this album cover periodically when I was a child, and I would be like, what is that? And now that I've had some time to research it, I'm still kind of like, what is that? But they got kind of an Afrocentric theme going with the girl. Um, I like that in the album. This is the first time I've ever seen this. Is they give this character that they've created a voice on the album as the Midnight Marauder programmer who
Mhm.
will be enhancing the album with facts you may find beneficial.
Yeah.
I thought that was very unique, to not only just use this image, this provocative image, but to give a voice to it.
Yeah, I thought the voice that we heard throughout the album, it was pretty interesting. Something I think it gave the album life, if that makes sense. Definitely gave the album life. It's like, all right, this is our album that really has life. It's talking to you, and when people are listening to it decades from now, definitely want to be remembered. And I think they definitely pulled it off with that sound. Maybe they could have made it a little
Yeah.
more of a better talking voice, but for the most part, they made it work. In
You
terms,
know, I, on the voice portion, I
Mhm.
read that they just took a secretary that was working at Jive, I believe it was,
Yeah, Jive
and they just
Records.
used they just used her voice. I honestly, when I heard it, I thought it was a computer of some sort. I wouldn't even have imagined it was actual human being.
Well, maybe today, if we were to do something like that, it probably would be a computer. Let's be real about that. But but in the mid '90s, yeah, they probably had to just do like some kind of someone's voice and then just make it sound like robotic or something. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what they did. But it was pretty interesting. And then definitely the many faces on the albums on the cover. But a lot of different faces. Some of these guys, if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't know who they are. But I think it was some of the people like in their clique. Maybe I think in the right left hand corner, if you're looking at it, looks kind of like Busta Rhymes, maybe. So definitely some of the cliques they were down with at the time, like Leaders of the New School.
Yeah, I think there's several different of these. There's like a
Mm,
green one, a black one, and a red one, and all different artists. There's like 71 artists total, and I guess they're scattered throughout.
yeah,
So it was pretty cool. They saw it as like a some kind of like a unifying thing among all the hip hop artists. And you're right, it's really a snapshot in time. And I don't know if that's what they meant by putting the clock around. The clock is the frame, but
yeah,
it's really a snapshot in time of these artists that they held dear at the time.
yeah, definitely. Very interesting album cover. Yeah. Yeah, but the Midnight Marauder, yeah, they really put it to life, giving it a voice. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so
Yeah.
let's get into beats and with the Q-Tip production. The beats are going to be swinging. So this was a bit of a tough one for me. But what beat or beats were you going to go with?
It was tough. Really, all the beats on here were like they weren't just like all okay. They were like all above average, all really good.
Hmm.
I ultimately landed on electric relaxation.
Okay.
The name pretty much gives it away. I thought I loved the sound of that one.
Yeah, that was a good beat. That would probably definitely in my top three. But I would have to say my favorite. I love the Steve Biko beat or Stir It Up, whatever you want to call it. I thought that was a good beat. And then the other single, Award Tour, I thought that was a really good beat also. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was uh, great in terms of beats. But yeah, a lot of good beats on here. So for any of you beat heads, producers out there, if you want to get some good inspiration, definitely check out the beats on here. Even if you're not a fan of Tribe, just the production I will say was really good. So, but lyrically they bring it also. So they succeeded in both departments there. So let's get into album singles. Speaking of let's see. Let's go with Electric Relaxation first, since that was your favorite beat. So, trivia question for you. What is the name of the this song was used in a sitcom, its intro for the first two seasons. Would you happen to know the name of that sitcom?
Mm, I I could say it might have sounded kind of familiar, but it didn't ring off a sitcom bell for me. What was it?
I'm sure you've heard of them and you've watched the show. It was for the first two seasons. That song was used as the intro for the Wayans brothers.
Oh, okay. The We're Brothers, We're Happy, and we're
No,
that.
no, yeah, well, yeah, that, and then afterwards, well, the first two seasons, it goes into the first part of the song. You don't hear like the rapping, but they use like the
Oh,
instrumental part. But I was gonna send you a video on it, but I figured, maybe let's play some trivia here, see if she knows it. But I'll send it to you after we're done. But yeah, I mean, and I don't think that wouldn't be the only sitcom to use a pop song popular during this time. I know Friends also had that song. That song's pretty iconic if you are familiar with the sitcom Friends. And then one of my wife's favorite shows, Dawson's Creek. That's a pretty iconic theme song as well. So that was pretty cool how Tribe Called Quest, I think they had to be the first hip hop group other than the Fresh Prince to be in a theme song for a sitcom. So I thought that was pretty cool. I figured I'd just put that fun fact out there. Anyway, for the song itself, I thought it was a nice, relaxing song. To definitely just laid back. Definitely that New York feel, especially like with the music video. As they're riding along in that taxi, going around town and everything, and just it's just like one of those songs you listen to. It's just like there's really nothing bad to say about it. What was your thoughts on it?
yes, I thought it was a relaxing song. It was very cool. I liked when Q-Tip said they know the abstract is really soul on ice. The character is of men, never ever of mice.
Hmm.
I thought that was nice. I liked at the end when the program said keep bouncing.
Keep bouncing.
so, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, lyrically, I love how Q-Tip and Fife Dog go back and forth with one another. Especially in the first verse where Fife Dog goes, I like him brown, yellow, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. Name is Fife Dog from the Zulu Nation. Told you in the jam that we can get down. Now let's knock the boots like the group H Town. H Town, if you don't know, is a R&B group. They were pretty popular in the 90s. Knocking them boots actually was, I think, their biggest hit during that time. I also like that Above the Rim reference too, but that was, I believe, before the movie Above the Rim. Spoiler alert: we're doing a Above the Rim soundtrack soon, so I figure I just throw that out there. So I mean, lyrically, it was pretty good, and then definitely nice beat. Too bad the Wayans brothers didn't use this theme song for the whole duration of the show because season three they used a different one. But that was a pretty good one. Let's get into our next single. Oh my God! There we go. I'll let you kick this one off.
Yes, this one, I was actually expecting Busta Rhymes to be like a younger, maybe perhaps more muted kind of guy, but he was Busta Rhymes through and through on the chorus. Oh my god, yes, oh my god, like I thought it was really good. Even in the video where he's like all draped out in yellow, he looks like a firefighter with a yellow
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln hat on. Like it's really good. I also liked Fife Dog's Fife Dog on verse 2
Mhm.
when he says, "When's the last time you heard a funky diabetic?" Like
Oh yeah.
never, never heard that. Um,
That was cool. The R&B references to En Vogue and TLC, those were actually pretty cool also. But in that second verse from
oh
Five
yeah,
Dog, but
it was a very humble sort of shooting your shot.
yeah, for me, definitely, I do forget that Busta Rhymes, he was in the Leaders of the New School. He's been around a very long time. And it's just like definitely, he's associated himself with more West Coast rappers now, if anything, like Dr. Dre, Anderson Paak, guys like that. And it's just like you definitely forget like his roots. But when he got with Dre and that whole aftermath thing, that was kind of it for him. Definitely one of one of Dre's main roster guys. So that's good for him. Good for him to see that he's expanded his music ability from just saying "Oh my God" and a song like this. But that outfit in the music video does steal the show though. It just kind of makes you realize where he came from. I would say that of all the music videos, this was the best one. I think definitely has some personality to it. Like the guy at the beginning of the video was like, "What are y'all doing?" They're like, "We're shooting a music video. Can I be in the video?" Like you are in the video, bro. Just things like
yeah,
that.
yeah, them riding around and the whole all the kids chasing after
Yeah,
them.
that was pretty cool.
Yes, when each one of them is rapping, like they're on the back of the thing, and then the other one gets off. I thought it was pretty cool, man. Like you said, it had a lot of personality.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Very, very, very good song. Very good personality and lot going on in that video. And let's take it to probably the best song on this album. It would have to be some one of our favorites. Award Tour featuring True Joy the Dove from De La Soul. May rest in peace. He killed it on the chorus, by the way. We on Award 2 with Muhammad, my man, going each and every place in the mic with our hand. New York, New NYNCVA, and just naming a bunch of songs. It has that like going around the whole world theme, but the music video just didn't do it for me. I wasn't a big fan of the video, but I don't know about you, but I do like definitely like Q-Tip's verse. See lyrically on Mario and Dreddy on the Momo, ludicrously speed or infectious with the slow mo. I mean, that was a nice verse there. Five Dog kills it too, and then definitely like the last part of the chorus. Definitely going out of the country, Chinatown, Spokane, London, Tokyo, and then back to Houston, Delaware, DC, Dallas. Yeah, so it was definitely a good, just went all over the place with it in terms of name dropping cities and all that stuff. What were your thoughts on Award Tour?
Yes, it's funny when I listen to these older albums and I hear things that I've heard on newer albums. So like on that chorus when He says, "We on a world tour with Muhammad, my man." It just reminded me of Kanye West on Glory when he said, I'm on a world tour with comma my man." So I thought that was pretty cool. It felt familiar in that way. I liked when Fife Dog said, "I never let a statue tell me how nice I am," because I think more recently a lot of artists have been in the mode of boycotting certain award shows and stuff,
Yeah.
because they don't want to allow these kind of things to make them or break them. So I thought that was good. I never let a statue tell me how nice I am. I thought that was really good. And at the end, the program comes back up and she explains the title of the album. She says, the reason they say midnight is because seven times out of 10 we listen to our music at night, and the word maraud means to loot. In this case, we maraud for ears. So I thought, it's very clever. A lot of times people kind of just leave it up to the viewer or the listener to figure it out, and I kind of like that they spelled it out on this one. And about the music video, probably the most interesting thing about it was the frame.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of ruined it for me. But it's just, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm a little picky when it comes to these music videos, but it was better. I mean, as relaxing as Electric Relaxation was, and I should have said this earlier. Yeah, the black and white. Just I don't think that needed to be in black and white. I'm just saying. But of the music videos, yeah, I'll give credit where credit's due. Oh my god, it probably was the best music video of the three. That's just me, but
I can agree to that
yeah.
one.
All right. So top the singles. What were our favorites? Top three. What do you got? Oh, so you got a phone call.
My I didn't dislike any of the songs on this album, so I don't even have a least favorite. But I do like
Yeah.
some of the songs more than others.
Hmm.
My top three were Steve Biko, Sucka Nigga, and Midnight.
All right. For me, it was pretty close. Award tour. I thought that was hands down the best song on there. The other two I'm going with was Steve Biko, and it was very close. Suck a nigga. Honorable mention. We can get down, but every song on here was really good. Like you, I don't think I would cut a song from here personally. I mean, there was no bad song on here, but those were the songs that really stuck out to me the most. So we're pretty close. Feel-
Yes, we were. Yeah.
All right, Steve Biko or Stir It Up. What'd you like about this one?
I liked Q-Tip and Five Dogs back and forth exchange. I
Mhm.
believe it was in the first verse when Five Dog says, "MCs like to meddle, but here's my proposition. I let my lyrics flow in juxtaposition." And then Q-Tip like actually starts laughing, and Five Dog is like, "Tip, settle down. What's the reason for the laughter?" And then Q-Tip says, "I really can't say. I guess I laugh to keep from crying. So much going on, people killing, people dying." I like how they go back and forth and really kind of have a exchange with each other. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was verse two
I
actually, but yeah.
Okay, verse two, and I also liked Q-Tip's how poetic he was throughout it. He says about how he makes music. He says lyrics are abundant because we got it by the mass. Egos are all idle because the music is the task. I like how he's just saying, kind of, we're gonna put our egos aside and work together and make this great music. And I also like when Q-Tip says at the end, "I am recognizing that the voice in my head is urging me to be myself, never follow someone else." I thought that's a really good way to look at it, a really good thing to promote. So I really like that song.
Yeah, it was a really good song. Great beat, first of all. Definitely that hard grittiness, deep bassline beats that I like. But lyrically, Five Thoughts saying my favorite jam back in the day was Eric B for President, Rude Boy composer said to me, "You're over, brothers wanna flex, you're not Mad Cobra, MC Short and Black, there ain't no other." So I thought that was pretty hard, from Five Dog in the first verse, Q Tip continuing Queens in the house represent, represent a tribe called Quest, represent, represent. No taming of the style because it gets irrelevant. And then a tribe called Plus represent, represent. I like that part. I thought that part went cool. And then, of course, what you said earlier when they went back and forth. I really can't say. I guess I laughed to keep from crying. I thought that was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's definitely a great song. Wish it could have been longer because it was just one of those songs you hear. It's just like, oh, that's it. Damn. Well. Yeah, I mean it was over 3 minutes, but it's just like one of those songs you wish it was just maybe a little bit longer. But I thought that was pretty cool. Uh, so talked about that. What'd you like about Midnight?
I thought Q-Tip was very poetic on this one too. He's kind of just talking about why he likes the nighttime. It
Mm-hmm.
was kind of relatable for me because I like the nighttime too. It's kind of a more scary, sinister time, but it's also the most beautiful time to me. On the chorus, he says, "The night is on my mind. The sun will still shine, but the night is on my mind." And he says, "Serenity and silence of the sounds and emotions in the concrete jungle when the sun don't bungle." He says, "The night makes the aura and the Jake can't hack it. The way the moon dangles in the midnight sky and the stars dance around. Hey, yo, I think it's fly." So I thought it's kind of like his love story to the nighttime. I thought it was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a good song for the most part. I think he killed it. It was one of his solo songs, so got to give it to him. But he held it down with that one. The chorus was nice. The night is on my mind. The sun will still shine. That was pretty cool. But he did a good job, and lyrically, nothing really pointed out to me. But actually, maybe the Midnight Run, like Robert De Niro. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Midnight Run, but that was actually a pretty funny movie with him and Charles Grodin, the dude from Beethoven. If you ever saw those movies back in the '90s, but so I thought that was pretty interesting. And then the last song, "Suck a Nigga." I figured we'd be talking about this one, so uh, I can go into this is another Q-Tip solo song. So I guess I could start from here because it was just weird how he did it in both verses. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yo, I start to flinch as I try not to say it, but my lips is like the oop as I start to spray it. My lips is like the oop as I start to spray it. My lips is like the oop as I start to spray the sucker nigga nigga nigga. Just talking about using the word nigga pretty much, and saying how I try not to say it, but it comes out and. I
Yes.
also like the part where he says, see, nigga first was used down in the deep south, falling out between the dome of the white man's mouth. It means that we will never grow. The word dummy. Other niggas in the community think it's crummy. So I thought that was pretty cool. Also, just a little bit of education, behind the word, just a little bit. I know you have a lot to say about it, so go ahead.
Yeah, I liked how he kind of gave the history, and then he's kind of going back and forth and saying his reasons for why he thinks it's perfectly appropriate. Embrace adversity. It goes right with the race. We use it as a term of endearment, and but still he still has some kind of hesitancy because he's like, yeah, yo, I start to flinch as I try not to say it, but my lips is like a ooh up, ooh up as I start to spray it. Like he just can't help it. It's just falling out of his mouth, and I thought it was pretty funny and pretty honest. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
And
the feeling I get sometimes when I say it. I hardly ever say it as a black man myself, but yeah.
it's definitely something that you don't want to say in any situation in every situation.
Yeah.
But my lips is like a ooh op sometimes too when I say it.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good song.
It's a good song, definitely. And yeah, definitely, like you said, just it's only for certain situations. You don't want to be saying it every time, especially like if you're in a professional like environment. There are other words you could use, brother,
Yeah.
dude, homie, I guess. I mean, if the list goes on. I mean,
MF. MF, if you want to be vulgar, just say MF.
figured we get a kick out of that one. Yeah. And then yeah, the other song, yeah, it was close, but yeah, "We Can Get Down" was just like one of those feel good songs, also. But like I said, no, yeah, no real bad song on here. So just yeah, so those were our favorites. All right, album cuts and expansions. Nothing that I could find. I don't think they've done an anniversary edition of this album. So if you guys are able to find anything like some B sides or anything, let us know. We'd love to listen to them. And as for recommendations, so with the native tongues movement going on during that time, I gotta go with we'll start off with De La Soul's Balloon. I think that's what it is. Balloon Mind State by De La Soul. That was popular in '93. Queen Latifah also had Black Rain, which dropped in '93 also. And then Leaders of the New School. I was going to recommend the Busta Rhymes album, but his debut didn't come out until '96, so that was a bit of a ways from '93. So Leaders of the New School had um, an album during that time, which was Time. Time being an acronym for the Inner Mind's Eye. So I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely check that out. Came out in October of '93. So if you can find it on streaming services, take a listen. Listen to a younger Busta Rhymes before he became the artist he is today. All right, so that's it for recommendations. All right, final thoughts on Midnight Marauders.
Yes, I would take back the song Midnight. I really enjoyed it. There
Midnight.
was one part on the chase part too where he says, "I don't want to say 9 Trey because my man extra piece said don't say the years, so it's for eternity. Know that." So they kind of had in mind back then that they wanted this to be a timeless album, and I
Yeah,
think they pulled it off.
yeah, it is
I would
timeless.
recommend it.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
recommend it too. Definitely, the song Award Tour really grew on me. I was playing Forza Horizon 4 a while back, and one of the radio stations I was listening to had this song on there, and it's a pretty cool song to drive to. So that definitely, like, if you're in a car bumping this song, definitely give it a try. It's definitely a nice song to drive to. I meant to say that earlier when we were talking about the single, but yeah, I definitely would take that. Suck a Nigga back, Steve Biko back. I'm always intrigued by your pick, so I'll definitely take Midnight back. We Can Get Down. So definitely those songs, and um, yeah, just otherwise, yeah, Electric Relaxation. I've heard enough, and Oh My God was pretty cool. Also, I've heard that a lot. Also, so probably won't take those back, but those songs I named, definitely will take those back. And then another thing about Suck a Nigga at the end, I liked how the Marauder said it doesn't make you a man to pull the trigger or something. I forget what they said, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I know what you're talking
yeah,
about. They said,
but you're not.
I wrote
No,
that down. You're not any less of a man if
yeah,
you don't pull the trigger.
yeah,
You're not necessarily a man if you do.
yeah. So I thought that was pretty nice. That was probably my favorite
Yeah.
verse from the Marauder.
Bars.
Yeah, definitely bars. All right, guys. So, what were your thoughts on A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders? Let us know in the comments. If anything we missed, let us know. For Netta, aka Wondrous Net, I'm your boy, Too Tall for You Fool. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one. Later.